So this is a first ride on the CBR500R. It's a 2013 model. And let's look around it really quick. So it looks like a sports bike. Of course, it is a sports bike. All black. Looking cool with all black. I like that. Nothing that really indicates what size the bike is. Like this is a lot like maybe consider the Ninja 300. They used to have the Ninja 250. Honda's got the Ninja, or not the Ninja. The Honda's got the CBR500R. This would be the next step up, is the 500. Single disc front brake. Single disc rear. So a pretty good pillion seat. Let's take it for a ride. One of the interesting things I noticed right away, and I think, hey, this thing has the same display as my Grom. My Grom has the same display as a larger bike. I just was like noticing, hey, same exact display. Pretty cool. Sound, it's quiet. It's a twin. Sounds like a twin. Let's give it a ride. First off, I'd say, it feels like a very small bike, a lot like the Ninja 250, Ninja 300, although it's got a lot more lower-end power than those bikes. Feels like a bigger bike as far as power is concerned. Although you notice the red line is at 8,500 RPM. And on the Ninja 300, it's like 13,000 RPM or something. I'm going to turn in here. It's a really easy to handle bike because it's so light. It feels super, super lightweight. Clutch pull, it's a mechanical clutch rather than a hydraulic clutch, and you're going to get a really good clutch pull with that, so it feels right. It has a lot more torque than, say, the 250s or the 300s, which it should. It's double horsepower and torque. So I like that because on the smaller bikes, you've kind of got they hesitate sort of at the lower RPMs, until you get up to about 8,000 RPM, they don't really go anywhere. It'd be better around town or just cruising down the freeway. You'd feel a lot more comfortable on it. Until you get used to smaller bikes, how they rev out so much. I think that's because it's narrow, so your feet can touch the ground really easily. Sometimes, it has a low seat height, and most sports bikes do, but a lot of sport bikes have wider seats, and then that makes it harder to touch the ground, where this has a pretty narrow seat. I'm looking in my rearview mirrors, and I have a pretty good view behind me, even though I can still see my elbows. These things are out pretty far, so it's a pretty good view. And it gets up and moves. No doubt about that. The seating position is pretty upright. Really not that bent over. So let's see. Looking at the CBR500R, when I'm sitting here at a stop, I'm very flat-footed. The bike between my legs feels very light, and I don't feel, like it's going to tip. So that's, I think, really good, especially for a newer rider to feel comfortable on a motorcycle. The pullback on the bars is pretty far. For me, I would like them a little bit farther forward, but on kind of a second thought is that it makes you sit a little bit more upright, which is more comfortable again. And, you know, they probably thought this out because it really does make it comfortable for making U-turns. You know, I can make U-E's really easily on this bike. It's super, super, super simple. It feels very lightweight. Making U-E's is super easy. And so you don't have any of that worrisome of a heavy bike, and the bars are right there for you. That's nice. Display's easy to read. Fuel, RPM, and speedometer. Also give you the time, overall mileage. Let's drive this down the street a little bit. As far as power goes, you know, it's really got, so for low-end first gear, it's got enough grunt to pull you away. And then the RPM increases. It's got lots of power. It's not overwhelming since it's a smooth power through the rev range. It's a 500cc twin. And it's a mellower power band than, say, like a CBR500, where the CBR500 comes on really, really strong at a certain point, which one would call pipey. This is just a smooth, nice, mellow, streetable bike. Suspension's good. Brake, it has a single front disc brake, and the brakes are really good. Let's see, we can make another U-turn here just for the heck of it. It's really, really, really simple as far as how easy it turns. Some bikes feel unstable really slow. Let's go really slow. For this one, I can crawl along, no problem. See, a good starter bike. Good starter to intermediate bike. Got plenty of power to go down the highway. Yet nice and light and nimble for around 10. I think the one last question is it a fast motorcycle or a slow motorcycle? And it's pretty fast. Any highway speed to be fine. Anyways, this is the CBR500R. And I guess the official name is CBR500RD. D for, I don't know. It's a nice bike.